This is the afternoon edition of the Weather Xtreme video. This is for Friday evening. I'm James Spann. It's very active weather as the weekend begins. See if we can answer all your questions about the weather tomorrow. It's kind of a complex forecast, but a fairly high-confidence solution. So here we go. Subtropical jet stream is the dominant player on the board. Water vapor satellite view, the tropical jet pushing up through Texas. Trough lifting out of the southwest United States. That's often trouble this time of the year when that could set up strong to severe storms, and sure enough, we have that in progress now west of the state. We're mostly in the 70s, Birmingham at 74, Anniston 75. A good chance we see highs in the low 80s tomorrow. That's the radar as of 2:35, a batch of light rain coming up through parts of North Mississippi. The rain probably begins in West Alabama sometime maybe 5 or 6 o'clock this evening, and we'll have a pretty good chance of rain and some thunder tonight, but severe weather overnight is not expected here. To the west, we do have a tornado watch for parts of south central Louisiana until 6 o'clock tonight, and then this is where most of the action will be. This is a tornado watch for a pretty good chunk of the Lone Star State of Texas until 10 o'clock tonight. This includes places like Dallas, Fort Worth, and Abilene. Storms will likely be increasing and expanding out there in coming hours, and they could pack quite a punch and maybe drop a tornado or two. There is an enhanced severe weather risk from near Abilene and down into the Texas Hill Country up through Dallas and Fort Worth, Longview, Tyler, into Louisiana, Shreveport, Monroe, almost over to Vicksburg, Mississippi. The slight risk extends to the Alabama-Mississippi border. There is a marginal risk all the way to Interstate 65 in Alabama for tonight and early tomorrow. And again, keep in mind this outlook extends through 7 a.m. tomorrow. The storms could be pretty strong as they move in here after midnight tonight, but again, a big severe weather problem not expected, as a pretty good bit of this will initially be elevated. Somewhat of a change in the outlook tomorrow. The first thing you'll notice, the SPC guys have dropped South Alabama out of the standard slight risk. The risk now runs from near Russellville to Alabaster to Opelika and points north. A marginal risk down to the south, down to the Gulf Coast. The enhanced risk has been shifted a bit northward to include parts of southern Illinois, Kentucky, and Tennessee. And, of course, we'll dive into this in just a moment. And this is day 3, Sunday. And, again, there's a marginal risk in Alabama, basically north of or south of Interstate 20. And there's going to be a surface boundary somewhere in there. And south of that boundary, there could be a few isolated storms. They could be fairly strong, but the organized severe weather risk as well to the west. And on day 4, which is Monday, a risk of severe weather for parts of Texas and Oklahoma. This is the rain for the next 5 days, valid through Wednesday morning of next week, suggesting amounts of 2, maybe 3 inches in spots. Okay, this is tomorrow at 1 o'clock. This is at 500 millibars, the 12Z run of the GFS. And you can see the energy is lifting a little north of the state. New trough is dropping in out west. This is the HRRR valid at 5 o'clock today, and it's got light rain for Tuscaloosa and Birmingham and Cullman, approaching Anniston and Gadsden, but that should be relatively light. And then after midnight, this is the end of the HRRR period. This is 15 hours out. This is 3 a.m. It has the most widespread rain north of a line from near Millport to Birmingham to Anniston, with the really heavy rain falling over northwest Alabama, west of I-65. Could there be a strong storm in there? Yes. And we'll have to watch the radar. I mean, it might be another sleepless night, but we stress that really organized severe weather is not expected overnight. If anything, the issue might be from some localized flooding problems. And you can see really to the south of Interstate 20, not much shows up overnight. Now, this is 6 o'clock in the morning. We go to the high-res NAM, and it's got the heaviest rain through East Alabama. Basically east of Interstate 65 with just a few stray showers off to the west. And I understand there's going to be a good break in the rain. The rain will be ending in the 6 to 8 a.m. time frame, the overnight rain. And the middle of the day should be pretty dry. This is the synoptic look tomorrow. The surface low is at St. Louis, 994 millibars. And this is what we're going to have to watch, are these storms that redevelop late tomorrow. This is 7 p.m., and really, this doesn't look too robust here. This is showing a few scattered showers and storms along Interstate 59 and 20 through north central Alabama, but not a lot of development. And it's a lot of questions here. Number one, can the air mass recover from the overnight storms? And if storms do initiate, where will they form? I don't think it rains everywhere. I mean, once that rain moves out between 6 and 8 o'clock tomorrow morning, there will be places in the state with no more rain for the weekend. But some people could see a storm late tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening, and where they form, they could be severe. We'll check the severe weather parameters. First off, surface-based instability. The Capes are peaking at about 3,000 joules per kilogram, a little north of Birmingham, kind of between Birmingham and Huntsville, Cullman, Aniana, Boaz, Albertville, places like that. But that's certainly sufficient for severe weather, and those are the higher Cape values we've basically seen all year. This is the low-level storm relative helicity. The really high values have moved off to the north and east of here, but still, that is certainly sufficient for rotating updrafts if storms can develop. This is the low-level jet at 5,000 feet. Winds peaking at about 40 knots through here, and again, that is certainly sufficient for severe weather. And finally, the EHI, the Energy Helicity Index, and all these, by the way, valid at 7 o'clock tomorrow evening. And I think this kind of tells the story. Really, the higher EHI values are east of I-65. Gut feeling says the better chance of severe storms tomorrow afternoon, tomorrow evening will be especially east of Interstate 65, north of Interstate 20. And we'll watch those. And I stress, when it comes to thunderstorms, expect the unexpected. There will be changes to this forecast. Just kind of stay tuned to the blog, and we'll keep you posted. But certainly it's going to be an active day of weather watching tomorrow. But again, we stress it's not going to rain all day. In fact, the middle of the day should be pretty nice with the sun breaking through. Now, Sunday, it looks pretty dry. Our ongoing forecast is dry. And again, the SPC guys had that marginal severe weather risk. I really think that any storms should be south of, say, US 80 over the southern half of the state. For now, we'll leave it dry with highs around 80 here. Monday of next week, we stay dry. New storm forms out in West Texas. On Tuesday, you can see it's a weak, broad surface low south and west of the state. Rain will likely begin Tuesday afternoon or Tuesday night. And this is Wednesday. There's a weak surface low on the Gulf Coast near Fort Walton Beach, and that looks wet. But the good news in a situation like this, no severe weather, just rain. Not even enough rain to cause any flooding issues or concerns if this is correct. And, of course, we'll watch for signs of any change. But basically, for now, it looks like a relatively harmless spring rain event late Tuesday night, and Wednesday. Thursday, that feature is pretty much on out of here. We should go rain-free with a northerly flow. And a week from today, troughing just off the eastern seaboard, and we're in a dry, pleasant air mass. We'll check the end of the forecast Monday, May 4th. Kind of a weak zonal flow across the nation. And again, that looks nice and quiet and calm. Temperatures coming off the ensembles for the next 15 days. You can see we cool down by the middle of next week in that rain Tuesday and Wednesday. And then go back up toward the mid-80s as first part of May. And hey, May means warmth. That's what happens as we get closer and closer to summer. That's it for the Weather Xtreme video today. We'll have notes on the blog. My next video will be here Monday morning at 7 o'clock. Brian Peters, the man that looks like Colonel Sanders. We'll have the video updates tomorrow and Sunday. If you can't catch us this evening on the live stream or the television side, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Stay tuned to the blog for updates there as well. Thanks for watching. Have a great weekend, and God bless.